Alright, since there are so many non-Scandinavians here, I guess I'll take this in Old Norse, so nobody understands. My name is Einar Selvik. I come from an inland island situated amongst tall mountains within a deep fjord north of Bergen on the west coast of Norway. I have been invited here to give you lessons in river dance. I fooled you all. No. Some of you perhaps know what I do, and for those of you who don't, for the last 15-20 years, I've been working a lot with creating new music using old tools, thoughts, and ideas. It is a project, Vardruna, it's called Vardruna. It's a project that is definitely not based on any romantic idea that everything was so much better back in the days, because I don't think they were. Some things perhaps, and some not. But it's more about taking some of these, there are a lot of things from the old way, from the old nature traditions that was present here in Scandinavia and of course many other places, that is indeed just as relevant today as it were 2,000 years ago. In many ways you can say we need it more today than when it was a living tradition. So the project is about giving life to these thoughts again, sowing new seeds, creating new songs. That doesn't mean I don't try to put a dash of authenticity in it. I'm what you call history nerd. So although it's not necessarily a goal to do it the authentic way, especially not with Vardruna, I can say that a lot of the thoughts behind the compositions, the approach to the instrumentation, the approach to the poetry is indeed based on sources. Now, Nordic sources are indeed very scattered and fragmented. So, in order to see these connections and patterns, you need to have a very wide overview of the different sources. And many historians and music archaeologists, they are by profession, of course, locked to sources and their methods of doing things. And very often they say that, oh, we can't know what music sounded back then. But I actually think we can know quite a lot about what music sounded back then. It's a complex discussion, of course, but there are many elements that indeed gives us a lot of information. All right. That's embarrassing. A lot of the instrumentation we have from historical times, they are quite limited in what you can and cannot do on them. So to a certain degree, whatever you do on it will be authentic. Another thing that I'm going to demonstrate now is something called tvisöngur, which is also mentioned in old sources. And that basically means doubling, or singing in two different keys. In this case, what was usual, it's parallel fifths. Now, I'm only one person, so I will double it with this, of course. Spoiler alert. Ragnar Lodbrok, he's quite popular these days. And there is actually a lot of cool, very good poetry from the sagas and the poems written around that character. I use them quite a lot when I work with Vikings, to sort of add value to the image. The most famous poem is, of course, when Ragnar himself dies, when he's thrown into the snake pit, and then he finds... Sorry, I told you. And finds it appropriate to recite the poem, as one does. But that's what the saga says. I don't know what the TV show says yet. So they might do a totally different version. In any case, I'm gonna recite this poem for you.
Atal